Hey, you guys, it's Jada, and I want to go ahead. I shared a video. I think my very first video was on the number system, and we were talking about the numbers in a major key: one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, one. Now, I want to go ahead and do the number system in a minor key for an understanding of what the number system is, why it's important, why to use it, pros and cons, and things like that. Go ahead and watch the other video called The Number System Explained with a Demo or something like that. So, if you really want the ins and outs of the number system on there. But I want to deal with the number system in a minor key because there are songs that are in a minor key. And we don't want to just think that the number system applies to the major key. Now, you could go through the same song and think, um, let's say the progression is, well, if we're in the key of C, the minor that has the same notes is A minor. Notice how we had no black notes, no black notes. This is the natural minor. And so these two keys are connected. Now, I could choose to call this 6 to um, and then 623. But here's what happens. This is the key that I'm in, even though it's minor. And when I'm calling this 3, we're not in a situation where we would say the 3 is tonicizing our 6. Yes, the 3 leads to the 6 in the circle of fifths and all those types of things, circle of fourths. But we need to have a better way to think of the progressions we already know, that we've been using all along. And we can do that if we just shift the 1 to the minor note instead of leaving the 1 on the major note. Now, I've heard some people say it's easier for them to always think in the major key and then they go like that. But to me, it will require an uh, creation of um, extra creation of progressions. Like I said, we can do this would be 1, 4. Sorry, this would be 6, 2, 3. We haven't had that progression before, but we have seen 1, 4, and 5. Now, here's what's interesting about this. We were talking about this uh, because there's no sharps and flats. We don't have in this minor key when we shift that key center to the minor. We don't have a true leading tone. So when we're dealing in the minor key, the 5 chord becomes special because we already know 5 can be dominant and lead us to a 1. So we borrow that note to make our chord dominant. But there's instances uh, you want to use that minor 5. We see it in progressions that look like, let's say it like this. Let me see. I would have to go back to D to really sink this home. Or yeah, no. I was in A minor, so let me go to C really quick, just so you can see what I'm saying as far as this 5 being minor. We're in key, and we can go to get to the 4. We might, and again, we're going out of the key, but there we go. I made that 5 minor. 5 is not normally minor, but we know if we are borrowing from a key real quick, we can. I did a 2-5-1 in F real quick because 2 and F is that minor chord. So we know, but in the original key, this is a 5. So it's not like it's a foreign concept to borrow a minor chord. Well, in minor keys, so let's go back to, sorry, A minor. So let's outline our numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. Same number system, just applying it to a different note. And we're in a minor scale. Learn your minor scales right along with your major scales, so you know what your key centers are, your global keys. So when I was on that 1, the 5 would be the normal minor for a natural minor key. But we know we need our dominant. So we're basically borrowing this, I guess you could say, from A major and we're taking a bass note. Whether we do this or do this, the bass note went to exactly the same place. So this is why you can use your secondary dominant, borrowing from A major, to get to our minor chord. Now, back to this. So we've got 1 to 4. See what I'm saying? I did a 1 and a 4. Now let me do a 1 or 2. Sorry. This is and I'm getting ahead of myself here. I did not give you the chord qualities because we changed the key. Let me jump into that real quick. 1 is minor. 2 is diminished. Notice it is not minor. 3 is major. 4 is minor. 5 is minor, but we know we can make it major because it is the dominant of our key. 6 is major. 7 is major. And we're back to 1. Let's do it again. 1 is minor. 2 is diminished. 3 is major. 4 is minor. 5 is minor or dominant. 6 is major. 7 major. 1 is minor. Now, let me do my 2-5-1. Notice that's a real strong pull. Sounds just like a 7-3-6 in C. We're here for C. Same exact notes. It's just this is our 2-5-1. So it's not something we haven't heard before. It's just this now is our 2-5-1 in the key of A minor. And if you really want to be technical, instead of calling this 7-3-6 in this key, we can go ahead and say for a moment we're thinking about this in A minor, our 2, our 5, and our 1. We use these kinds of things across the keys all the time. We just may not look at it like that. So again, learn your numbers, minor keys. This was just one minor key, and you can see that was the 1, that was the 2, 5, sorry, and then 1. Let's see, we did 1, 4. How about 1, 5, 1? Let me see. Do I use a 7-3-6 in this key? Well, what's our 6? Our 6 goes here. So our 7 would be the G. It would almost sound like you're going to a whole new key if we did our 7-3-6. So I don't see a 7-3-6 very often, I guess you could say, in a minor key. But I suppose, maybe that's something to explore and experiment with. I don't know that I've ever actually tried till we just now talked about it. But let's see, what's our other one? We did our 1 to 5. How about a 3-6? Let's see, 3 to the 6 to the 2. I we never really go to the 6. It almost feels like we temporarily go to the key of C major because our 3 is our 1. Or I mean, this is 3 in this key, but it would be 1 in C major. So I guess you could do it, but it's really feeling like. So if I really finish that out, see that? So that was me doing the 1-6. Something like that. So 3-6-2-5 and 1-6-2-5 are cool. Your major ones anyway are 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 2-5-1, and then that 3-6-2-5 and the 1-6-2-5. 7-3-6, we may need to experiment with that a little bit more. How about 1, 3, and 4? That gets used a lot in the major key. That would be 3, 4, and then 5. I could hear that happening in a pop song of some sort. You would be something like that. I don't know. I could hear that happening in a pop song. But anyway, all of those seem to work pretty well, even in our minor key. It's that 7-3-6 that sounds a little bit different because this is not diminished at all. Number one, it's major, 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 and that's really interesting. But nevertheless, learn those minor notes, learn those minor scales, so you can dip in and out of keys at will. This was the minor number system. Let me see. I'm trying to think of a song that's in a minor key that would help you out. How about I did this progression before. When I did my ultimate progression video, we're kind of thinking about, we can think about it in F major or D minor, and because it starts on this one, and then you have this really strong, here's my diminished, and then my 5 and my 1. We see this in the example of the what was the song? Set the Atmosphere, Kurt Carr. And then he used the secondary dominant. Something like that. He did that over and over and over. That's the basis of the entire song. But it's in a minor key. So 1, and he kind of walked it back. And he really, even though this is the 7, he's kind of playing it like the major chord. So we were on the minor chord, and he's playing it like the major chord here, the F major, sorry, with the second version. And then he went to the B flat, which would be the 6. So it's major. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is major in the minor key. The 6 chord is major in a minor key. And then he went to the 2, to the 5. Here's our major 5 chord to our 1. So there we go. That's a quick example where you can use that type of thing, both in the ultimate chord progression and just in general, and understanding the minor key number system. Take this one, really dig into it, practice it in all of your keys, so you can not only play in all your major keys, you can play in all of your minor keys and dip in and out of them at will when you need to. So again, this is Jada on piano. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like the content. Let me know in the comments if you've played in major keys, or not major keys, minor keys, if this was really helpful to you and things like that. And then also, if you're looking for lessons and you have questions, go ahead and email me at jadaonpiano@gmail.com. And, we can get back to you really quick and talk about some of this stuff. So anyway, you take care, happy practicing, and have a blessed day.